Let's start this. Well, folks, after, I don't know, how many months of work? I don't know. It's done. I have my studio all set. So what I'd like to do today is kind of give you a tour, show you what I've done and why I've done it, and how I hope to use this new space. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, what you've got right here is my lecture view, my lecture setup. As you know, I'm a professor at Salt Lake Community College, and I do a lot of remote lectures, a lot of remote classes, and I like to have space to ply my trade. Now, of course, I did that downstairs before in my downstairs studio, and it worked fine, but I felt really trammeled. I was really stuck in one place, and I couldn't really move around at all, right? And so I wanted to change that. I wanted a space that I could get up and lecture and do my thing, if you will, right? So this is the setup I have for lecture. Now this allows me to do a lot of things. I, of course, can sit here, I can do my thing. I have lots of space to spread out, but more importantly, I can also get up. I can get up, kind of set that over there, and I can pull over a whiteboard, and I can say, welcome. And do the whole whiteboard thing. Trust me, I'm at the point in my life right now where I can't think without a whiteboard. And so this is really nice. I can also just kind of roll this out of the way. I'll be talking more about that later. And if I want to, I can stand up and I can talk and I can kind of give some demonstrations and things like that. So I have lots of space available to me in this lecture view. But of course, I have other views I can use as well. Let me show you what I mean. I also have this view. It's a little more intimate, a little more personable, straight on with the wall. I can have a little bit more personal conversation with the audience there. I can also move over the chair, and in another video series I'm going to be doing on life in a nutshell, I'll be having graphics and little quotes and so on and so forth coming up there. So that gives me more flexibility that way. I also have a plain gray wall. Now, right now I don't know exactly what I would use this particular view for. I'm kind of thinking podcast. I know podcast is just audible, right? But it seems like podcasts these days are also video. I know, go figure, right? But it's an option. I'm always exploring possibilities, and this is a resource I have for anything that might come up. Likewise, I also have a green screen option available to me. Now, granted, I've never really used one before, except in experimentation and just screwing around. Still, it's kind of cool, and you never know what may happen. I want to have a space that opens up opportunities, not closes them off. So those are the scenes I have available to me. Now let me give you a tour of the studio and kind of show you why I've done what I've done. When it comes to the set design of this studio, it is all about flexibility. Downstairs, I really could not move around that much. But in here, I can set up this space to accommodate just about any scene I want to shoot. This way, I can go ahead and adjust the monitors any way I like. Not too shabby. Keeping with the theme of flexibility, just about everything in the room is on wheels, including the whiteboard, the desk, Even the computer is on a mini dolly that I built just so I could place it wherever I needed it. Now, originally I'd planned to use the travel steamers as a desk, but I decided to go with this one for one specific reason. It is adjustable. I've set up the lighting in a traditional 3-point lighting setup. Now the centerpiece to this lighting setup is the key light, the Aperture 300X. And let me tell you, this thing is a beast, but wow, is it something else. Problem is, I spent all my money on the key light and the stand and the dome, so when it comes to the fill light, I had to kind of take the Home Depot DIY route. Nevertheless, they work just fine. I put a shower curtain as a diffuser on a Home Depot light and then placed it on a dimmer switch. And then when it comes to the backlight, I put a light inside of a planter and once again covered it with a shower curtain diffuser. And hey, works great. I also have some practical lighting in the background, some sort of old world industrial looking light bulbs. I have some in my downstairs studio, so I placed them here as well because A, I like the look, and B, there's continuity between my two shooting spaces. Now you notice I set the fill light and the backlight on these bars. I built these bars specifically to mount lights and anything else. And also, I'm able to run all the wires, cables, anything else that I need to run along these things to the corner of the room so that I can run the wires down the side. That keeps them outside of the set. Now, if you remember from previous episodes, I had a massive echo problem in this room. I mean, there was just absolutely nothing to absorb the sound. So I did a few things. First of all, I made these sound panels. I did those on a previous video, so you can take a look at what I did there. And I put those all around the room. Gosh, what are there all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sound panels all together. What I also did was I got this sound blanket to put in front of the closet, which means getting into a closet is a pain in the butt, but the sound is really good. In fact, when I come over here, I can even hear the difference. Now, there are a few other things I did as well. You remember the whiteboard, all right? So got this all here, but that thing really reflects sound. Well, I can't do anything about this side, but check this out. I can do a lot about this side. What I've done here is I've mounted these foam panels to some cardboard and then put magnet strips on the other side of the cardboard and stuck that here on the whiteboard. So the side of the whiteboard that you never see is a sound panel. I've also placed these sound tiles up on the ceiling. Now, granted, they don't absorb a ton of sound, but it doesn't hurt. Now, the mic that I use for these lectures, this is the lav mic. This one is a Rode Wireless Go, something like that. And it allows me to be up and mobile, and I can go all over the place. Now, once in a while, I get some interference with it. I need to figure that out, but you know what? So far, it seems to be working pretty well. I also have the Shure SM7B. That is the professional sort of podcaster recording mic, and I use that for my voiceovers. Now, for the interface, I use the Motu M2. This is a great little piece of kit. It's not hugely expensive, and it doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles that, frankly, I wouldn't know how to use. So, yeah, this thing works great. The camera is a Sony a6400, kind of a bottom end of the prosumer cameras. For me, it is fan-freaking-tastic. It shoots in 4K, so that gives me some editing options when I shoot actual videos. It also allows me to run a clean HDMI feed into my live streams. So for me, this camera is just the cat's meow. And so there you are. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I've had a lot of fun, I've learned a lot, and I cannot wait to start using this space for my classes. Now, don't go far. I'm going to continue to do tutorial videos on this channel, everything about shooting and sound and editing and lighting, you name it. So let's learn a lot together, let's create a lot together, and let's have some fun. All right, have a fantastic day, and we'll see you later.